Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Rossville, Georgia for the second to last morning. Where are we going tomorrow? I don't know. I'm going to call some places today. But hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling start to your Sunday. And which means that your challenges of the day are relax and do whatever you want day. Speaking of days, did you know that June 7th, today, being the first Sunday of June, it is National Cancer Survivors Day. And most of you know how close cancer is to my family. It was to me with Brad, and I reckon it should be celebrated every day. Every day that a cancer survivor survives this disease is an awesome day. It's just a day full of life and love, and yeah, every day is a celebration. So, but they actually have the first Sunday they set aside to celebrate those who have survived cancer diagnosis, just to show others that there is life beyond a cancer diagnosis, which there is. There is a lot of life. You know, Brad was first diagnosed with cancer back in January of 2008. Unfortunately, he passed from it in September 2017. But between all of those, between those two dates, 9 years, 8 months, 3 days, he lived a lot of life during that time. So he survived and lived life. So get out there, hug us. No, actually, no, don't go hugging anybody just now. I'd love to go hug some people. I really would. But share your survivor stories. If you are a cancer survivor, please share your stories about the struggles that you've been through, because you will help those that are coming behind you that will get that diagnosis at some point, because we know that it hasn't been obliterated yet. But please share your stories, share some of your struggles so that people can understand more what it's like to go through cancer. Because as a caregiver, it's a hell of a road. It really is a hell of a road to go on. But there is so many blessings that come along the way. The people that you meet, the strength that you find that you have that you didn't know you had. Your reason for living changes, and you suddenly realize, what really matters in life. And it's not how much money you have or how big your house is. It's what you fill your life with love and experiences and people. So virtually hug a cancer survivor today. It is also a National VCR Day. Who remembers the VCRs? Who still has a VCR? I do in storage. I have a VCR and I have a VCR DVD combo. In fact, I think I have two of those in storage now, because one came with the RV and I already had one in storage. So it's National VCR Day. If it's still functioning, throw a VCR tape in there and see what happens. Oh my gosh, and I still have some VCR tapes as well. Oh my gosh. It is also National Oklahoma Day. I did not know that each state had its own national day, but according to National Day calendar, in 2017, they started beginning to celebrate. I'm reading it off their site too. National Day calendar began celebrating each state in the order they entered the Union, starting the week of Independence Day and ending with Hawaii. We highlight a small part of each state's history, foods, and the people who make up the state. Many states have their own state celebrations, and the National Day calendar's observance in no way replaces them. And so, of course, Oklahoma, they say here, was the 46th state to be granted statehood. So, gives you an idea how many weeks we've got left till the 4th of July. And then it goes on and gives a bit of history about it, gives you some of the famous people that are Oklahomians. Is that the right term? Oklahomians? From Oklahoma? Let's go that way. And so go learn some more about Oklahoma today. Go learn. If you don't know much about Oklahoma, go look it up and have a look. They got some awesome stuff in there. It is also National Boone Day. You going Boone Day? Yes, as in Daniel Boone. It was on this day in 1769 that he started. Hang on, waiting for my thing to come. It was on this day in 1769 that he first began exploring the forest. First began exploring the valleys and the forests of the present-day bluegrass state of Kentucky, and he founded the village of Boonesborough in Kentucky as well. But he lived there, and his wife, they had 10 kids. 10 kids. Yes, he's got a very interesting character is Daniel Boone. So Go learn some more about him today too if you want. They've got just a little snippet there. And then of course my favorite part of today, and I'm definitely going to observing this one as well, is National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. And I know that the little store here at the campground, they have chocolate ice cream in the little pint container, so might have to go get one of them and have some chocolate ice cream to observe Chocolate Ice Cream Day. So it is National Do Whatever You Want today. We have already been up. We haven't showered yet because we had to empty the tanks. Totally forgot to empty the tanks yesterday. Totally forgot to check them yesterday, and then suddenly last night after I watched The Longest Day, what's the matter, little one? Come here. Come here. You want to come say hi? Go hi, everyone. No. Yes. My little one. She's seeing dogs outside. She saw a lot of dogs this morning. She didn't know which way to look. She really didn't. She's walking along and she's jumping over here, and then there's one over here, and poor puppy didn't know where to look. Oh, itchy eye again. Allergy season. Oh God, I hate allergy season. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, and so last night after I watched The Longest Day, I finished watching it at like 11:15 last night because I had to get it in for the day. Had to get it in since it was June 6th yesterday. And I forgot I keep forgetting every year what a great movie it is, and there's always something I pick up and I go, oh yeah, I forgot about that bit. Oh, I forgot that person was in there. So it came out in 1962. And one thing that I totally missed, and suddenly realized it last night, was the guy that played Goldfinger is in The Longest Day as well. And if you watch the movie The Longest Day, he's the guy that's on the horse that brings the coffee to the bunkers above the beaches of Normandy, where the Germans are using them as lookouts and stuff. And so he comes in every morning on the horse and brings in the coffee. And I looked at his face and I went, oh my gosh, Goldfinger! And so he was in there along with Sean Connery. And now both of them had very small roles in this thing. But you had Henry Ford was in there, Robert Mitchum was in there, who else was in there? Names totally escaping my brain right now. I'd have to go look it up. But it was a lot of who's who in Hollywood, I guess, in 1962. But yeah, so it was kind of cool, and totally forgot that that there were bagpipes played in it. Yeah, the Scots, as they go marching into battle, they got somebody up the front playing the bagpipes, and I'm like, what? You can hear them coming for a mile away, type of thing. And so there's some good funny moments in the movie. Sean Connery's a great comic relief in that movie. He really is. He plays Private Flanagan, and he's got maybe a small role, but it's very much a comic relief on that role. And just seeing some of the things that they went through, and it was an incredible campaign that they did that day. The invasion, it still blows my mind. And even though I got it, see it sensationalized by Hollywood with the movie, you can also watch documentaries and stuff on it. And when you realize the planning that goes into that thing, the number of people involved, the movement of equipment, how the Germans were all tied up in knots about saying, oh, they're not going to come in through Normandy. I wouldn't do that. And yet one guy actually did predict it. They said, okay, you get to play. What was it? Oh God, what was his name? Jeepers. He says, you get to play. I said, Ike? Yeah, you get to play Ike today. And he goes, well, if I was him, I would throw all the rules out the thing, and this is what I would do. And he basically described the Normandy invasion on the map there, and they just were, they're not going to come in there. It's too far to go, because it was like the furthest part of France away from England, and they thought they were going to come in across the channel there where it was the closest point. And so they were concentrating all their troops there. And but I tell you, it was for the fact that all they had were just radios and signals. You had the guys there with the flashing the light, doing the Morse code with the lights. Then you actually had the guys up on the hills and stuff doing the signalmen, doing the signals with the flags and stuff. And I thought, man, I learnt that stuff years ago as a Girl Guide. So, what would they call it? what was the name? Semaphore, something like that, where you have the flags and you do the signalling with the flags and the arms and movements and stuff. We had to learn that. I actually earned my badge in that, in Girl Guides. It was awesome. And it was all based on hands and moving on a clock, and it was quite a cool thing. And so you see the guys at the end up there on the cliff tops with their big flags, just signaling back to the ships and stuff. But it was a good movie. There's a lot I tend to forget during the year, and then I was sort of like, and when I watch it again, I'm like, oh yeah, where's that scene that does this, and where's that scene that does that, and I kind of forget which scenes come in what order. But yeah, so it was good to see it again. It was good to see it, and then to reflect on it as well. So I totally forgot to check my tanks yesterday, because I normally check them on a Friday or a Saturday, and so I checked them last night, and my grey tank was showing full, and I was like, means I can't take a shower till I empty the tanks. And I wasn't going out there at midnight to do it. It was just because it's quiet time in the camps. Campgrounds have quiet time between 10 p.m. and usually either 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. depending where you are. This one's 8 a.m. and so I couldn't go out and empty my tanks, even though it would be silent. It's the opening and closing of the doors that would not be silent, and I didn't want to disturb anybody. So I thought, well, I'll just get up in the morning, throw some clothes on, take Zeffy out for a walk, because we usually come back from that all hot and sticky anyway. And we emptied the tanks before we went on the walk. We go on the walk this morning. We're meeting lots of dogs on the walk this morning. There's actually a couple who are out over here on the tents. They've actually got a tent set up over there, and their daughter and son-in-law had walked over from their RV when they're on the same road that I am, in front of the big green area, and walked over and were sitting there talking, and they saw Zeph, and they were going, oh my God, what a pretty dog she is, what a beautiful personality she has, and just look how at her colouring, and they were just praising every inch of her, and Zeph was just standing there going just soaking it all up. Her tail was wagging, and of course then they had this little dog there, which was a poodle. Oh, jeepers. Bichon. Yeah, poodle Bichon mix. Called Lily. And so they brought Lily over to say hi to Zeffy, and Zeffy took a couple of sniffs to Lily and went back to playing with her pine cone. And but every time she heard her name, she'll pop her head up and look at them, and then sort of like puff her chest out a little bit. And we spoke with them for a little bit. And so Mum and Dad were staying in the tent. Daughter and husband with their kids were staying in their RV, and their 16-year-old twins were still asleep. They got two older kids that weren't with them this trip, but yeah, and they're where were they from? Just somewhere near Gainesville. I have to go look at the map to figure it out. But yes, I continued on our walk. Lots of people leaving this morning because it's Sunday, so everybody's breaking camp. All those that came in on Friday breaking camp today, and so we saw a lot of people packing up. We saw a lot of people drive past us. And of course, Zeffy's like, oh, there's a dog over there. Hello, how are you? And wanting to go over and see a dog. And then all of a sudden, she's looking at a dog this way, and all of a sudden there's a dog from the other direction comes around, because they're over on this other grass area, which is up the front of the campground, walking the dog, and the dog starts coming towards Zeffy and gets stopped. And, hey, sweetie girl, you come to say hi? You going to say hi to... Come here, put your head up, say hello. No? Here we go. And so yes, we had a good walk. We had a good walk this morning with dogs everywhere, and of course she's diving off in one area and diving off to another area, so I had to put her on short leash and try and keep her controlled. But then she says, oh, short leash, well, I can still walk in front of you, so I'm going to do that. But anyway, should get going, because I'm going to go and have a shower, and then we're going to start breaking everything down in preparation for our trip tomorrow. Well, actually, first of all, I think I'm going to go book somewhere first. Then I'm going to go have a shower, and then we will start breaking everything down. Maybe we'll do the housework first. No, we're going to clean the shower, so we need to use the shower first, then clean it. I'm going to go do a load of laundry today, so that all the laundry's done, and vacuum up somebody's dog hair. She is so funny. She's hilarious, I tell you. She's already done her running backwards and forwards up and down the RV, and looking out the windows and whining at the other dogs that are going past. There's a lot of dogs out for a walk today, and everybody's really surprised that the campground still has its dog park closed. In fact, some of them are even surprised, why is it even closed? They could put a sign on there and say, one person, one dog at a time or something like that, or one family with a dog if they've got more than one dog. You know, just have, I said, why can't they just put signs on the door? There's, you know, the dog owners will respect the signs, and we will. You know, if it says only one family with a dog at a time, then, you know, if you've got 2 dogs, you take both dogs in there. But sort of like, why have it closed? Makes no sense. Really weird. But anyway, so your challenge for today, for your mindset, business and fun, is relax and do nothing day. Go do whatever you want to do today. And remember, today is National Cancer Survivor Day, National Boone Day, after Daniel Boone, when he started in 1769 exploring the area that's now Kentucky. National Chocolate Ice Cream Day, definitely taking part of that one. National VCR Day and National Oklahoma Day. So have a super fantastic sparkling day, and we will catch you guys this evening. Let you know how we got on, where we're heading to tomorrow, and all that kind of fun stuff. Have a super fantastic sparkling day. Ekonera.